The indicators query is one of the tables that will ultimately end up in our model in Power BI Desktop. In this video, we're going to finalize the countries table that will also end up in our data model. First, let's make sure that we have selected our countries query in the Queries panel on the left-hand side. Generally, you want to try to start from whichever query is the main query when you're about to merge two queries together. Next, I'm going to go to the Home tab on the ribbon, and left-click on the menu that says Merge Queries. Select Merge Queries as new and a window will appear with an upper half and a lower half. The upper half is the main table that you're starting with, in this case our countries query. And, using the second drop-down menu, select the land area by country query from the list. At this point, we need to select which column or columns we want to use to merge the data together. So in each of the data preview windows, left-click to select that column with the 3-digit country code. Now Power Query may prompt you to select the privacy level that you want to use for one or more of these data sources. If you see this window pop up, you can tell it to ignore privacy levels for this file. Hit Save, and now notice how Power Query has displayed a message at the bottom of the window that tells it was only able to match 215 out of 217 rows from the first table, which is our countries table. This means there are 2 rows in our countries table that Power Query could not find matches for in our land area table. And that's fine, sometimes that happens. Let's keep going. The other thing to notice before we close this window is the Join Kind drop-down menu. You can see we have 6 different ones we can choose from here, and the left outer join is the default option. For now, let's wrap up our table merge by clicking the OK button. When we go back to the data preview, we see a new column has been added with the name of our other table, land area, in the column header, and each row has the word table in it. This indicates that there is joined data that we can now add to our countries query. To add that data, we just need to click on the Expand button. This will open a small window which asks us which columns from the table we want to add. Let's select both columns, and for now let's keep this little option enabled that asks us whether we want to use the original column name as the prefix. This is a merge queries operation in action. Now, why were 2 rows of our countries table not able to be matched? Let's scroll down, and we find our first null value. We will need to exclude all of the null values. So I'm going to go to Filter Row step and select the option Does Not Equals instead.